All right, you all come in, hit that like and hit that share button. Hello, 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 you all. As I drink my acai juice, you all come in, hit the like and hit the share button. I have another decoding for you. Um, for XPR Proton. We're going to break it down on this live stream. Let me know what part of the world you are tuning in from. Drop your city, your state, or country. Let me know what part of the world you are tuning in from as I get this picture up for the decoding of Marshall Hayner, the CEO of XPR Proton, riding on a horse. So let me pull that up. Should be here somewhere. I'll put it up. Again, let me know what part of the world you are tuning in from. Drop your city, state, and or your country. May have to resend this. Give me a second. And we're going to talk about July 14th, the date, July 14th. Um, why that is an important date. Send this picture to my email address. So we have July 14th, the ISO 20022. I don't feel like saying all that, but the ISO 22 implementation was rescheduled for July 14th for the Fed wide fund system. Also, I want to decode Elon Musk's post on X.com. I was going to say tweet. And we're going to look at that decoding as well. But again, let's go. And let me check my email, see if that picture was pulled up. A second. Let me know how my internet speed is doing. I was just on the phone with my internet person as well. See if that picture came through. Okay, yeah, it came through. All right, so let's get into first of all the implementation of ISO 22 message format for the Fed Wi-Fi services. Now, with this, was rescheduled from March to July 14th, from March 10th, right? March 10th, and provide customers and vendors who are ready or not ready additional time to prepare for the transition to the new ISO messaging system. However, we know November, maybe you don't know, maybe you are new to the channel, right? Maybe you wasn't on the live stream, or maybe you did not watch the replay. You still need me to go get that cane? Yeah, ask my daughter something. Give me a second. Then we got Donald Trump's executive order for a new bank account. Many people believe that that's XRP. I believe it's XLM as far as the payment system go. And let me go ahead behind the scenes. So November of this year, got a laptop keyboard is giving me some issues. Okay. Second. Just gonna have to read from my phone. Okay, now it's coming up because I want to share my screen so you all can read along with me. Wait till this get cooked up. What? This is a laptop problem. I don't think it's a Wi-Fi problem. It's a laptop problem. I don't know know if I'll be able to let you all read, but I'll read it to you. So the Swift in November 2025 set the deadline for the old messaging system to the new messaging system for cross-border payments. Let's share that. We got hey from Maryland checking in. Media here in Europe. Thank you for tuning in from Europe. Has been mentioning digital euro soon. Hello to you all. Hello, and hey. So I think I finally got everything behind the scenes set up. So I'm going to read this to you all first. And the Swift community has set November 2025 for the deadline to end of the old messaging system and the migration of ISO 20022 to improve the efficiency and transparency of cross-border payments. Now, where both the MT, that's the old system, these will coexist, right? It's not going to replace, but you have the MT and the ISO 20022 messages are accepted. It is scheduled to end November 2025. Swift is committed to supporting the community's migration to this key milestone. So Swift will decommission in November, right? The MT and the payments industry will officially leverage a global shared language, Genesis 11, the Tower of Babel, that provides valuable enhanced data. The new standard allows a universal language to be put, right? Universal language to be put in place. What does towers do? Well, they are frequencies. They connect you to different frequencies, right? And in Genesis 11, the biblical times, there was the higher vibration of frequency, the Tower of Babel. Babel means language. So the payments will officially leverage the global shared language that provide valuable enhanced data. The new standard allows the universal language to be put in place, one language, between payment players. Financial institutions need to prepare for the switchover by migrating their systems to support ISO 22. This includes updating their systems, processes, and training their staff. Now, ISO 2022 will create a common data model for language across both Swift. See, it's going to be Swift and international payments working together simultaneously. Rich data capture. ISO 20022 allows for more detailed and structured data to be captured directly at the source, improving transparency and operational workflows, right? So this new standard is expected to be faster and more efficient. July 14th of this year, however, again, changed from March 10th, is also an important date towards modernizing the payment system as well. And it will be the official compliant deadline for the Federal Reserve banks. Yeah, to implement ISO 20022 messaging. So that's the Federal Reserve banks format from Fed-wide fund services. Now, many are saying that the Fed-wide fund services will be on the XRP ledger. However, I don't know why they're not covering this, but Metallic is October 22nd, the double 22, which is 11 times 2, right? The double 11. Hey, Dr. Alicia Roberts. Thank you for tuning in. Dilip Patel says, good evening, beautiful queen. Thank you, King. Greetings from Wales. Wow. I get notifications. I got notifications just now. Sending back that digital love to you. Much love for you. Thank you for tuning in and saying hello. So Metallicus, I don't know why this is not talked about more. However, October 2022 of 2024, Metallicus have already, and I'm just assuming a lot of social media presence are confusing XPR Proton with XRP. Likewise, they also confuse Ripple with XRP. And Metallicus is very different from XPR Proton as well. So they're not simultaneously, or they're not the same, but they are in the same network. This was announced October. Again, 8 is the upside down infinity sign. October, octagon, octopus is the 8 month, right? And so Revelation 1 and 11, Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. So again, the MT system, the old system, and the new ISO system are going to be working together simultaneously and upgraded. Now, the MT system will be upgraded. So Metallicus announced October 22nd, 2024, that it is supporting live transactions on Federal Reserve financial system. Now, this is the Federal Reserve Financial Services, instant payment rail, and the FedNow, or the FedNow service, right? So FedNow service is not Federal Reserve banks globally. However, FedNow service is a very important Federal Reserve payment services within the United States, and it provides instant payments and immediate settlement of conventional transactions, right? So this is already under Metallicus. XPR Proton, let's talk about what Metallicus is under the Metallicus umbrella. Metallicus is a fintech advanced payment solutions. Its network includes interoperability of layer 0, 1, and 2 blockchain that makes instant transactions, right, faster. The big difference in this is with on-chain identity, KYC, DID, on-chain identity. KYC is know your customer. So Metallicus provide plug-and-play blockchain solutions for institutions, customers, including the private sector as well, which is a very big deal, with fiat on-ramps, digital biometric wallet solutions, decentralized platform. So when you talk about the privacy that comes in the banking sector, or moving money in the banking sector, that's where XPR Proton, in my opinion, have an advantage over XRP. Now, likewise, Ripple Labs is not the same, not same old time. Is under that network, but it's not the same as XRP, right? It's not the same as XRP. And digital love to everyone that's coming in now and saying hello. Thank you for saying hello. Even if you watch this on the replay, right? Just come in, say hello. Don't be rude. Show some digital love. So now let's get to doing what I do, what I love to do. I saw this posted on X.com, and immediately I wanted to decode it. I wanted to decode this. The person that posted this on X.com had this confused with XRP, right? So we have Marshall Hayner here, who is the knight. He's always in the gold and the red. And then we have the 5-point crown, right? We have the green forest. We have the white horse. You think of Revelation, the pale horse. And then we have the unicorn with the purple for XPR Proton, the gray for metal, right? Metal dial payment system, the gray. And then we have the gold for the gold standard, or the old messaging system, the red flare network. So the gray is here, and we have the sword pointing up. So now let's look at the unicorn and the horse. What's circling the red? The identical eyes in both suggest that they are watching or observing something, symbolizing oversight, something that might connect to the ideas of blockchain, transparency on the blockchain, or decentralization. So with this, you can see the contrast. A horse is real, a unicorn is fantasy. One horse is more natural looking, right? The more natural looking horse, while we have Marshall Hayner is riding a purple horn unicorn that represents um, something rare. Unicorns represent something rare, pure, or forward thinking or forward looking, right? I said you don't have to I've said this in the past years ago, and I'm repeating again. You don't have to have all the foresight, but you do have to have. You don't have to have all the foreknowledge, but you do need to have the foresight. You need to be a visionary to be in cryptocurrency. So Hainer is the knight, and this is leading to innovation through fantasy or being a visionary, being a bold visionary, and imaginative leadership on the unicorn. Now, the knight leading the unicorn symbolized Hainer leading Proton through the forest, possibly representing the unknown or a complex landscape. You see the forest right here. And the forest is always green, which in my opinion represents the United States dollar being the global reserve currency of the world. As of right now, I think that's soon to be done away with, especially more the value after November, starting after November 2025 of this year. And so the flying horse symbolized the past and the conventional ways of following or close behind. This is the old conventional ways that's following close behind. As you see, the unicorn is, you know, two legs are straight up, marching ahead, leaning back on the rear of its leg at the same time, right? And so now the crown on the back of the horse, that's right here, looks like the Rolex crown to me, or similar to the Rolex crown. It represents representation of Marshall Hayner, Proton, XPR. Crown often means royalty, riches, prosperity, sovereignty, ultimate authority. In the crypto world, this means the digital sovereignty. One of the core principles behind XPR Proton means control over data and identity. See, XPR Proton has that KYC, know your customer, right? Also, it represents leadership, legitimacy on a Proton platform. That Proton sees itself as a reigning or pioneering force in secure decentralized identity and payment solutions. Now, with this being said, the crown, the platform symbol or the symbolization of the unicorn carries a royal mission. Again, royalty with crowns. And not just the person, Marshall Hayner. This aligns with decentralization ideas where power and value intertwine together with the network, not just the founder. So again, the unicorn, the horn, the crown can also be Proton's identity as a unicorn startup. A company valued over $1 billion. The crown can be hinting that Proton is or sees itself as becoming a king among unicorn. The crown symbolizes Proton's mission to empower through digital sovereignty, legitimacy, and guess what? In the Web3 space, a vision of leading future decentralization of finance, identity, right? And so the knight, again, Marshall Hayner, leadership, vision, resilience, flair, gold for the old gold standard, the gray for metal blockchain. Hayner is strategic, guiding Proton through the complex world of Web3 and digital sovereignty. So the unicorn is innovation, rarity. Unicorns are, rare. and ambition. XPR, as a unicorn startup, is forward thinking, disrupting the traditional financing system, identity and data control. And the crown, again, is empowers users to use their own identity. It empowers retail investors, everyday people. So the platform is not just the founder, Marshall Hainers, that carried the mission of digital royalty in Web3, but Proton is the king among unicorns, a future leader in decentralized technology. So the sword raised to the sky symbolizes truth, justice, and readiness, a call to action. Proton is aimed and ready to fight for privacy, transaction, you all, and freedom in the digital age. The second horse, again, is the traditional system or legacy infrastructure, no longer leading the way. Centralized system of lagging behind, Protons lead the way into a new digital era. Right. And so forest, again, let me elaborate on the forest, is often the complexity or the unknown. Represent the digital landscape Proton is navigating, again, Web3, decentralized identity, financial freedom. Marshall Hainer, aka the Knight, that's traveling through the forest, suggests a bold journey into uncharted territory. The green colors, the green saddle that he's on here is universally. It's a universal, like the dollar, US dollar is a universal. And it's associated with growth, renewal, life, symbolize Proton role in building a new, healthier digital ecosystem, and transparency, privacy, and user empowerment. So now we have nature also represented in these, the green forest. And forest also is man-made structures. This may mean or imply that Proton is aligned with decentralized system and it opposes against centralized system, represented by this second horse, leaving it behind. Right? And so now, with that being said, let me just talk about FedNow and XPR Proton. So FedNow, again, is a real-time payment system and services. I see you all. Thank you all for coming in and saying hello. I'm going to give you some digital love by highlighting your name. It facilitates instant bank-to-bank transfers 24/7 within the United States. It uses the fiat currency, the USD, right? Wait a second. Let me see what just popped up. Okay. So it uses USD, not blockchain or crypto, as the infrastructure. So can XPR be used with FedNow? Not directly, just like XRP cannot be used with FedNow directly. FedNow is not integrated within the crypto, including SPR. Indirectly, through a third party, Metallicless, yes. A payment bridge, custodial services, yes. That converts XPR Proton into USD. And it sends it via FedNow, but this will require the full regulatory compliance, and the integration with United States banks. Again, we're waiting on these dates, July 14th, November 2025. Let's see. Someone says pick a Proton symbol in the purple with phone over it on kids. Emirates travel bag. I have no idea what you're talking about. Pick a Proton symbol in purple with phone over it. Was it a phone on the picture that I just had? I don't know what you're talking about. Have an awesome decode for you guys from Austin. Oh, okay. You talking about your own decoder. All right. All right. So now we got the money transmitter license. The MTL is key in the United States. So this is how Proton could integrate with FedNow, a future bridge concept. A future bridge concept. We also have the AML, anti-money laundering, the KYC compliance. Again, know your customer. And so FedNow is a service for financial institutions only. So the partnership with XPR Proton and the API access or API's FedNow service will provide us to connect to protons through these fiat rails. And I showed you all that in The Simpsons season 31, episode 13. Now, with this, the protons identity layer, KYC, is ideal for FedNow. My voice is cracking. It provides full, without exposing sensitive data, full verification of identity, verify the recipients. And we know that Trump, let me pull this up, issued executive order for America banks and businesses, assigned that Tuesday to overhaul the federal government tracks and manages trillions of dollars in transactions. So Trump wants to improve how transactions are processed through the general fund, which the White House describes as America's bank account. Now, Trump has made reducing federal spending and waste a main priority for his second term with Elon Musk. We've got the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, overseeing major cut and dismantling federal agency. They're estimating between 233 billion, 523 billion is lost annually to fraud and improper payments, an issue Trump hopes to address with his latest order. So this was signed on yesterday, and they want to address fraud. Well, now we have XPR Proton that has verified identity to address that problem. Full traceability, full verified identity without exposing sensitive data. So companies can pay employees in XPR Proton instantly or use off-ramp through USD. The gig economy apps like Uber, DoorDash integrates Proton Wallet as a payout option, right? This is the fraud. Refunds and disbursements, governments or enterprises payout handle on-chain paid out through FedNow. So the Proton and the FedNow bridge could look like this. So we see on-chain, for example, on-chain, off-chain settlement, crypto speed, and the FedNow or Fed level reach. BIS. What is BIS? BIS stands for, and then we got AML, anti-money laundering, KYC, know your customer. But BIS stands for Bank for International Settlement. It's often called Central Bank for the central banks. It's headquartered in Switzerland. I think it's pronounced Basel or Basel, like Basel 3. Switzerland and international monetary and financial cooperation is what it does and serves as a banking hub for central banks. So the BIS was founded in 1930 and it plays a big role in global financial stability. The major roles of BIS is that it supports central banks, right? It collaborates with central banks. Let's see. Got a phone call calling back. It explores central banks, digital currencies, digital assets, real-time payment. It does all of that under the BIS. Fintech also research. The BIS is the forefront of central bank and digital currency CBDCs. Financial innovation, so that works on cross-border digital currency pilots, interoperability between CBDC, central banks digital currency, and tokenized assets. So why does this matter for crypto and Proton? BIS is the future, you all, of regulatory and technical compliance of the global financial market, of the global financial market. And so any Proton or XPR global use will need to align with the BIS frameworks. Will have to, especially regarding compliance, interoperability, and when it comes to financial integrity, preventing fraud, and identification. So as of right now, FedNow service does not officially support or integrate with XRP, but Metallic is. Right? But Metallic is. I don't know where this, Ripple XRP is coming in. I just think a lot of people are confused between Metallicus, XPR Proton, and Ripple XRP. All right, let me read this scripture. Numbers 24:8. Gotta love those numbers. Aren't those both Kobe Bryant numbers as well? God brought him forth out of Egypt. He had, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies. Hello, Crypto Jake. Crypto Jake says smash and subscribe that like button, right? So smash and subscribe. So this is the federal services, the implementation of ISO 20022 right here. And, this was rescheduled for March 10th to July, from March 10th to July 25th. Now, this is things I'm talking about. A list of ISO compliant currencies in 2024. And they have XRP first on the list, and that is not true. It's not accurate. XRP is not ISO 20022 compliant. Not within its Ripple lab, the company is, just like Metallic is not the same as XPR Proton. Neither is Metal Dow. Now we got ADA, we got Quant, we got Algorand, we got XLM, which is going to be the world reserve currency. XRP is going to be the global transactional technology. A bridge asset, on-demand liquidity. HBAR is, I think, a big sleeper along with XDC and IOTA as well. And so, I have to take the misinformation and give you the correct information. Now, let's go to the decoding of Elon Musk. Post today. I found that to be very, very interesting. So, Elon Musk, is this him or this his party? His pardon on here. I think it's the official Elon Musk. It has the blue check, has the theme for today, has the, is this sheep or is this Doge? Oh, this is a Doge dog, if I'm not mistaken. So let me go ahead and heart that. I'm gonna look at the market after this. Elon Musk has changed the Twitter like button from red to black. Okay, I didn't. Let's see. Still red to me. This is what I want to bring out. Elon Musk post 47.8 million views. This is a test. Right? We know Elon Musk speaking code, right? So this is a test. Most people, are comparing it to politics, and the conspiracy theorists have the right to the entire time. Doge, check. Two amazing men, Trump, Elon Musk, blah, blah, blah. Stand with Tesla, blah, blah, blah. However, blah, blah, blah. I want to do the gematria on it. So we're going to do this live. This is a test. Let's break down this gematria on this. Get ready, right? Get ready comes up. This is a test comes up. Nothing to see here comes up. Skull and bones. But look, XRP Phoenix comes up. End of the world. 66. April 7th comes up. New currency comes up. January 3rd also came up. I don't know of anything significant that happened on January 3rd. I have to dig a little deeper. Matrix Reloaded comes up. But yeah, what really stood out to me is April 7th. Did I say 17th at first? April 7th. So it's April 7th, not 17th if I said 17th. What happened on January 3rd is, let's see. I know Trump's inauguration was on the what, Martin Luther King's holiday. See if any big event happened on January 3rd. So, okay, global events happened on January 3rd, 2009. The first ever Bitcoin block was mined by Satoshi Nakamoto. The birth of decentralized cryptocurrency, right? That happened in 2009, January 3rd. So we're going to hold on tight to April the 7th and see if anything significant is going to take place on April the 7th. Now, under gematria of new currency, we see Taylor Swift comes up, Swift financial system connected to that. XRP Phoenix comes up again. Also, we know some gematria that shows XPR Phoenix. Judas comes up. Who was Judas? The one that's April 7th comes up again. Who sold Jesus for what? Silver. Who betrayed Jesus? Judas come up. All right. So that's all. Declassification comes up as well under new currency. Um, so that's all I want to cover right now on this live stream. Okay, hello. I'm behind. I'm not sure if I'm on target, but Marshall had a gold armor while sitting on the green horse saddle. Are we going back to the gold back dollar with let me read the rest of this. With XPR. That's a you know what, that's a very thinking question, right? Because Marshall Hayner is always wearing the gold armor. And so I can see XPR Proton. Let me see. Let me take down this information so I can fully focus on this. because I don't want my internet speed to get reduced. So let me close up these things. I won't necessarily say a gold back dollar. Right. Maybe lead the way in a central bank digital currency because the United States dollar, as we know it now, fiat, is going to be greatly devalued. Now, let's pull that back up. Maybe some people came in like pull that image back up. This could represent, absolutely, it could. That's a great question. I think that's a powerful visual that you brought out. It could represent Proton XPR leading away, the charge for a gold back, digital future, including digitally anchored asset, back dollar. Let me pull this back up. So armor is implying that he's protecting financial freedom in this. So thank you for asking that question and bringing it out. Let me switch the screen. Okay, there we go. All right. Defending sovereignty, leading a battle against centralized control, just like the knight guarded or guards kingdoms. Proton is defending digital rights, identity, wealth stability, a new era in this, and he's charging and leading the way. Now the gold back dollar is about stability, I believe. The armor, metal, we know it's metal, it represents metal Dow. Real value. It's about real value. Again, flare is connected as well. In this, that's what the red represents to me. Resistance to inflation. So Proton with the identity layer, smart contracts, compliance tool could be the technology rails, digitally native, asset backed, US or global currency. So, yeah, that's a great question. Um, XPR Proton is compliance first. It's built with regulatory alliance. And that's unlike many of these DeFi platforms out here. It's ideal for stablecoins or central banks digital currency or asset token. That requires KYC, know your customers, again, without exposing data. And Metallicus and FedNow, you know, live on FedNow, Protons is the parent company, Metallicus, and it's instant payment rails. This is what we all saw on Simpsons season 31, episode 13. So the tokenization part of gold, USD or any asset, I think it'd be any asset, tokenized on Proton in a secure, traceable way. So Marshall Hayner here doesn't just symbolize leadership; it could be a symbolism or a metaphor that Proton is making a pathway or forging a path through the forest to a new digital financial system. Possibly one where the US dollar or just digital money, I believe just digital money as a whole is once again backed by gold or hard assets with XPR as that bridge currency that would do that. Yeah. So Proton, gold, dollar, stablecoin. That's interesting. But we all see mostly the white dominated colors, the green, the purple, the red, the gold. Anything metallic is the gray, represented through Proton, through this. And that's what metallic is the colors of the rainbow. Then we have, is it Genesis? The winning numbers in dice is either Genesis, let's see, 711 or 11 is 7, one of them. I think it's 7-11. 7-11 also is, I told y'all, Bitcoin is 7-11 as well. Or is it 9? Let me go back. One of them is 9. So, okay, yeah. Genesis 7-11, when it numbers. And scripture is in the 600 year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month. So that's why numbers mean something. These months, days of the month mean something. The same day there were fountains of the great deep broken up and the windows of heaven open. You have the windows of heaven. And what did God show Noah? To show him that he would never again destroy the earth through water, through flooding. Well, the rainbow, right? How many colors are in the rainbow? 7. Transition. 11 is a disruption of chaos and confusion. 11 is a gateway, transport, portal, number. And out of confusion, like Twin Towers, right? And chaos comes prosperity. Buried underneath the rubble of the Twin Towers were millions of dollars of gold and silver, physical gold and silver, right? Shameless plug, go to millimoves.com, get your copper, the most undervalued, a global shortage on copper, and silver, the most undervalued asset in the world. So the proton gold dollar, yes, I can see that. The tokenization, the auditing that Proton has, the stability, which means it'll always be redeemable. Compliance already is fast, instant fast, and zero fees. And those are the network benefits. Let me look at my look fast, but it's not as fast as I like it. I was gonna look at that Bitcoin gematria and see, let you all see which one was 7-11 and which one was 9. But I believe it's BTC. That's number 9, which represent that which is hidden will be revealed. And Bitcoin is 7-11. So 7-7-11, and then reverse reduction is 2. So BTC, is 7-11 and Bitcoin is 9. That which is hidden. And, oh no, 11-7 it is as well. 9, 7 plus 2 is 9, 6 plus 3 is 9, 4 plus 5 is 9. But Bitcoin itself does have the 7-11. 10, 10, 8, 17, 8. So 8, 8, 10, 1, 1. With Proton, 11, 12, 15, 6, 12. Okay, and we all know that XPR, like XRP, is 14, 12, 22, and 5, right? We have XLM, 14. Out of the 14s, then we see the 13. Wait a minute, XRP should have had a 13 in it. Oh, this 8 plus 5. Yeah. 5, double 22 as XPR Metallicus, October 22nd, 2024 integration with Fed9 was announced. 14, do not forget we have Nissan 14, that we're celebrating, a Japanese company this year, first of the year for them, or during that celebration, and full moon as well. That happens in April as well. April season 31, episode 13 of The Simpsons was the black lady's name, and the violet lavender shirt on that represents XPR Proton. So it falls on the Sabbath this year. Nissan 14 is April 12th. And I just went over, this is a test. Elon Musk gematria brings up April the 7th. Right? So that's why we see the 14 on the Hebrew calendar, where they represent, or it represents the day of Jesus Christ's death, the Last Supper, and the biblical calendar for that memorial and the Passover. So it starts April 7, and it's a 7-day, number 7 connected again, celebration from, listen, it ends on April 19th. Remember that I kept saying, when I wondered why Brad Garlinghouse announced on May 19th that the lawsuit, SEC, would drop the XRP Ripple lawsuit, and I wonder why the 19 number and where 19 came from. That's when Nissan 14 ends. 7 days, start April 12th, and it ends exactly on April 19th. The numbers never lie. The numbers never lie. So we got the 12th, 14 is connected. Nissan 14 by the name is connected with that as well, but also the 7 days. The ending of that is April 19th. Right. Lonzo says 10K XRP is not that far away at all. This is not facts at all. This is just some hope that something like that will happen with no logistics to back it. It's very far away from a $10,000 XRP. Unfortunately, that's not logical thinking, in my opinion. That XRP multiplier affects the real thing. What XRP multiplier are you talking about? Have no idea what you're talking about. Why do I call myself queen? I said 11 is chaos and confusion. Because, and also Genesis 11, the Tower of Babel. It was chaos and confusion there. They were one accord, same language, right? And then the language were mixed and confused. But I also said 1111 is a transport number. Deuteronomy 1 and 11, may the Lord thy God, the God of our ancestors, bless you and increase you 1,000 times more. It's a prosperity number. Deuteronomy 11:11. I think John 11:11. Lazarus is sleep, and I'm here to wake him up. Right. It's the awakening number. And I also pointed out, right, that $500 million of gold and silver. So once the chaos and confusion clears up, comes the wealth. So that's why. You can't just take half of my statement now and chop it up. I said it represents chaos and confusion. However, was the 9/11 rubble 500 million in gold and silver, and some bank vaults inside the World Trade Center. What was 9/11? Chaos and confusion. $500 million of physical gold and silver. And then these airplanes, it's been a long time since I did gematria on it. Here's the number 19 again. 9 months, that which is hidden will be revealed. Jesus died a fetus in her womb in the darkness for 9 months. When that baby is birthed to an infant, full maturation, anything before that is considered to be premature, a preemie, that which is hidden will be revealed. And so it is the trend, it is the awakening, and it's also a prosperity number, but you have to go through the rubbles and the chaos and confusion. In fact, the 27th story piece on Tower 2, 7 plus 2, that's number 7 again. Divine transition is 9. And let's see, the flights number. Give me a second. I think I have to give me a router for my Wi-Fi to be faster. 911. It's always in the numbers. So 911 plane number was, listen, look at this. September 11, 2001. Is American Airlines. American Airlines had some controversies today. A loss. Well, I don't know if it's today, but 3 black men have a lawsuit against them for racism, for making them leave a plane because a white passenger complained about a foul odor. So discrimination lawsuit involving American Airlines. But this is American Airlines always and might have delayed bad flights. I personally don't like flying AA. But this is flight number 11. And then you got United Airlines flight 175, which is 13, right? 8 plus 5 is 13. I just connected it to XRP XDC. And then another American Airlines flight, 77, Terra Luna with the Lakers trade. Then you got United Airlines flight number 9312, the number of government. And then it's said to be at exactly 5:45 a.m. So we have 14 right here. 5:45 equals 14. Nissan 14. So it's always in the number. You have to understand the decoding. The hijacked flight 11, chaos, confusion, was crashing to floors 93 and double 99. There it is, 11, 77, 93, 12, and 175, 13. And what's XRP XLM decoding? 13. There it is. All right. Especially because Elon is headed to Fort Knox. I have to do some more research on when he's headed to Fort Knox. Okay, I understand. No. You're fine. All right, you all. I'm logging off. You all. So that's just my XPR proton decoding. Let you know XPR proton metallic is metal dial is going to be bigger than what most people think. It is definitely a silent sleeper. Right, definitely a silent sleeper. And so, because I have my friend Crypto Jake on who says to subscribe and like this channel, smash that like button. I got to do this for you, Crypto Jake, right? Bye, crypto suckers! I'm logging off, and also the 7-Eleven coding of I told y'all. Y'all thought I was playing, but I told y'all. And it comes to XPR Proton. I still got faith that XRP is going to hit at least $13. We're going to sell double-digit XRP, I believe, by the end of the year, especially when we see these ETFs adoption come into place. It is exactly 17 ETFs filing right now for that to happen. But XLM is going to be world reserve currency. XDC, a silent sleeper as well, going to be making big waves in this crypto world, along with HBAR, with their technology on the blockchain. I'm logging off. Like and subscribe. Peace. Queen out.